Verstappen's middle finger incident, a serious issue or just a joke? Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel, where we break down the latest F1 news in a chill yet critical way. Today, we've got something that's stirring up quite the buzz in the paddock. Max Verstappen, the four-time world champion, was caught on camera flipping the middle finger while passing the Williams garage during pre-season testing in Bahrain. Naturally, this raised a lot of questions. Was it an act of frustration or just a playful gesture? And more importantly, will the FIA step in? Let's dive in. What actually happened? The incident occurred on Friday morning as Verstappen exited the pit lane. TV footage clearly showed him raising his middle finger toward the Williams garage. At first glance, it seemed like an unsportsmanlike gesture, something the FIA, with its strict rules on driver conduct, wouldn't ignore. Initial speculation suggested that Verstappen might have been annoyed by photographers trying to capture technical details of the Red Bull RB21. However, the reality turned out to be much lighter. According to Motorsport-Total.com, the target of Verstappen's middle finger wasn't a rival mechanic or photographer but Luke Browning, a Williams Jr. driver and a friend of Max. So, it was more of a friendly greeting than an actual protest. Will the FIA take action? Even though it was just a joke, the incident still caught attention because the FIA has been cracking down on driver discipline. They've issued fines and penalties for inappropriate language and gestures before. For instance, in the World Rally Championship, Adrian Formeau was fined €10,000 simply for saying, "We're F***D" during a TV interview. Given that context, it's fair to ask, will Verstappen face any consequences? The answer? Nope. The FIA has decided not to investigate the incident, reasoning that it happened while Verstappen was still in the car and that no official stewards were on duty during the test session. Double standards? This decision has sparked debate. If the FIA is serious about enforcing strict discipline, why let this one slide? Is it because it was just a joke? Or is it because it's Max Verstappen? Would the outcome be the same if another driver did the same thing? On one hand, F1 drivers are public figures, and their behavior on track can influence fans. On the other hand, this is a high-adrenaline sport. Should every spontaneous action be punished? Even Toto Wolff from Mercedes, who isn't exactly Verstappen's biggest fan, has criticized the FIA for being too rigid at times. What do you think? Should the FIA have taken action? Or should they allow drivers to express themselves a little more freely? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Lewis Hamilton, is criticism the fuel for success? Lewis Hamilton, the seven-time world champion, is once again in the spotlight. But this time, it's not about his speed on the track, it's about how he responds to criticism, especially after his decision to move to Ferrari. For those who don't know, Hamilton's switch to Ferrari shocked many, including former F1 team boss Eddie Jordan. Jordan even went as far as calling it suicidal for Ferrari to replace Carlos Sainz with Hamilton. This bold statement was later highlighted by Time magazine, which suggested that Hamilton has been ignoring the criticism surrounding his career choices. How did Hamilton respond? Did he lash out? Get defensive? Not at all. Instead, Hamilton welcomed the negativity. He pointed out that much of the criticism he receives comes from older, white men who think they know what I should or shouldn't be doing. Interesting, right? Hamilton seems to be highlighting how many of these critiques come from a biased perspective, as if there's an unwritten rule about how a driver should shape their career. And if someone, especially someone like Hamilton, dares to step outside that norm, criticism inevitably follows. When asked about the Time magazine article during pre-season testing in Bahrain, Hamilton admitted he hadn't read the full piece yet. However, he acknowledged that criticism is simply part of the sport. A champion's mentality. This is where the mindset of a true champion shines through. Instead of feeling discouraged, Hamilton uses criticism as fuel. He knows he has faced more scrutiny than most drivers throughout his career, but for him, that's no reason to stop or doubt himself. I keep my head down, keep working hard. I know I'm improving every day. Of course, I'll make mistakes, I'm only human. But one thing I take pride in is my drive, my focus, and my ability to acknowledge my mistakes and correct them, he said. If we look beyond racing, Hamilton's words apply to life in general. Many of us have faced criticism, been underestimated, or told we're not good enough. But does that mean we should give up? Absolutely not. Hamilton is proof that success isn't just about talent, it's about mentality. He's not just a great driver, he's an inspiring figure who faces challenges head-on. So, is Ferrari really making a suicidal move by signing Hamilton? Or is this actually a masterstroke that could bring them back to the top? We'll find out in the 2025 season. McLaren's 2025 F1 car, the MCL39, a strong start, but with a weakness? Wait a minute, a weakness? Didn't McLaren have one of the most impressive progressions last season? Absolutely. After securing the 2024 Constructors' Championship, McLaren is now aiming for the driver's title. But as always in F1, no car is perfect, especially at the start of a new season. McLaren's innovation comes with challenges. McLaren Racing CEO Zak Brown has made it clear that they are not playing it safe. The MCL39 has been described as bold and innovative. But with innovation comes risk, and that's exactly where the issue lies. Lando Norris, McLaren's star driver, has already pointed out a potential weak spot, the rear end of the car. After topping the timesheets on the first day of preseason testing in Bahrain, Norris shared his initial thoughts. It feels similar to last year's car, which is a good start. But we're struggling a little more with the rear than we expected. So, while the car is fast, something about the rear end still needs improvement. If left unaddressed, this could be a major issue when the Real racing begins. Why is the rear end so important? In F1, rear stability is crucial. If the back of the car isn't strong or stable enough, the driver will struggle with traction when exiting corners. This means slower acceleration and a higher risk of losing control. Last season, McLaren's biggest weakness was a slow start to the year. Norris is fully aware of this and hopes the team can fight from the very first race in 2025. If we can fight from the start, that's our target. Looking at the past few years, if we can be competitive right away, we'll be happy. This is a key point, because if McLaren faces the same early struggles as last year, they might once again find themselves playing catch-up to Red Bull and Ferrari. What can we expect? Relax, it's only pre-season. There's still time for the team to address this issue before the first race in Bahrain. McLaren has the resources and the engineering expertise to fix this, so it wouldn't be surprising if they manage to solve it before the season kicks off. But the big question is, can they do it fast enough?